Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream. It is actually so cold, I swear. Also, why am I so like zoomed in? Laptop need to chill a little bit. Yes, show them the background. Show them the 7-0 mug. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. We are here to talk about the Premier League. Primeras Ligas, you get me? Spurs fan bottled it, as you expect. You know, this is normal at this point. And we're here to talk about Chelsea cooking. We're going to talk about Arsenal, another win after a while. And, you know, we're going to be talking about Man United. Comeback win against Victoria Plzen. I was trying to figure out how the hell to spell that stuff, you know, but yeah, it is what it is. So. Yeah. Anyway, joining us first and foremost, he's second in the table, so he deserves to be top row next to me. The man, the myth, the legend. Bridge Nation in the location. Domination. Man like Ahmed is in the building. Hello, Ahmed. Akhi. You're on mute.
Big up to everyone. Hope you do well. Big up to my brother Sam. Hope he's doing well as well, man. Listen, man, let's keep it pushing. Second in the league, man, isn't it? Another day, another 3 points.
Big up, Ahmed. Big up. Joining us next on the channel. I don't know if he's lagging or I'm lagging. I hope it's him, so we can fix it. But anyway, joining us next, winner against Monaco. And they scored a goal from an open play. Martin is in the... Oh, it's definitely you lagging, Ahmed. It's not me.
Am I? Hang on. Let me try and come back in.
Oh, Martin. Why did Martin leave?
I think it was
Shik, you're the only one that can decide this. Hi, Shik.
Big up everyone.
Who's lagging?
I think it was Martin. I think
Maybe
it's
I'm
just
lagging.
I don't see anyone lagging. That's
Yeah.
the thing. I don't see anyone lagging. But Martin thought he was lagging, so he left. That's what
Maybe
Yes.
me lagging, you know. No, Martin ain't lagging. Martin's good.
So then
Yeah,
it
Martin
must be
was
you.
It must be you then.
Yeah, you must be feeling like you're.
You're the imposter, bro.
Yeah, man.
Then I am lagging.
So no Henry?
Nah, Henry bottled it.
That's a little disappointing because this face that he does, like that thumbnail, he must be so famous for that expression. Whenever I see that, I think of Henry. Henry.
So let's try this again.
Arsenal is
One
scary.
sec.
We're taking over, people.
Well,
Nice.
welcome to the Bridge Nation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm your host.
Subscribe
with
to
the most.
Shik TV, people.
You know what I mean? Shik
Subscribe to
TV
Bridge
there.
Nation.
You know,
Subscribe
that's
to
what I'm talking
Martin's
about.
channel.
Yeah,
What's up,
Tunnel
y'all?
TV. Oh yeah, now my people. It's your light-skinned
Yes.
man from some other land.
There we go, man. There we go. Listen, man, let's talk about why Liverpool's gonna have a downfall. That's it, man. You know what I mean? That's what we're here to do today, man. That's what we're here to do today.
No, for real.
Yeah. You guys, should you play in the Kazakhstan? What was the name? Was it? It looked like
Astana, man. You know, Astana FC. Big up to Astana. Quality team. You know what I mean? You know, United couldn't beat them. You know, 2 years ago.
really?
So yes, they couldn't actually beat them. Ironically, but you know, we did the job. You know what I mean? That's why. You know what I mean? Top ballers
I
in Europe.
looked at
You know
it
what I mean?
briefly. It looked like you were playing Arsenal. I was like, that would be funny. It's like an actual tribute club.
No, but we actually just played a lot of. I think like I think it was the 8%.
Hi, guys.
Kids.
Now we should be back 4K. Yes. Hi.
Okay.
Yes, no one's lagging. It was actually me. Sorry, my bad. Regardless, big up everyone locked in. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing. And let's get this party started. Who do you guys in the chat want us to start with? Man United, Chelsea, or Arsenal? How about we let the guys decide? Because if I, decide, you have an agenda against blah, blah, blah. Just let you guys in the chat decide who you want us to start with. So give us one word answer. Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United. Choose
There's
one.
not that much to talk about with Chelsea, man. I'll be real. You know what I mean? We're just
There
winning.
you are. There you are.
See?
Yeah, ducking the smoke already. Look, ducking already the pressure. Okay.
Who's winning?
We have a lot of votes for Arsenal. So, hello, Martin. You win this week.
Wait, let more
Sort of
people
in a
look. There's more Chelsea coming in. Hang on, look at
It's like let more votes come in.
We've got Astana, man. We've got a vote for Astana, man.
Hey,
Top this Astana.
someone said Burnley, bro.
that.
There we go, man.
Someone said Burnley. Hey, respect Sean
Hey.
Dyche. Actually, that's an indicator to talk about Arsenal. Yes, Martin, talk to me.
What are we talking about?
Your win and your draw.
Ah,
since
yeah,
we last
okay.
spoke.
Yeah, I was stoked with that win against Monaco. Get it? We didn't win it with any corners, and yeah, look, first half we missed about 4 or 5 clear chances to go ahead, but Jesus and Miles Lewis Skelly, shout out to our little Hale End guys that were playing. They linked up and gave Saka a nice tap in. So yeah, Saka got a couple of goals and assists. Everyone feels better about ourselves after drawing. I think Arteta's record in the Champions League at home is pretty crazy. I think it's like 22 goals scored, 2 goals against, something like that. So we're doing all right. We're ahead of Inter in the Champions League table, which I think is a bit more important than actually winning the thing. Because for me, getting a dunk on Mo is the sweetest. So he's been avoiding me ever since the result, but I know he's out there somewhere, and I'll get on a show with him. And Everton, we're looking forward to one of those horribly scrappy kind of 1-0 type results. I don't think it's going to be special. Sean Dyche loves to throw a spanner in our works, and Everton in particular seem to like ruining Arteta's winning runs. So yeah, let's see if we can get through these guys and start to chase down this leopard in the tree stuff.
Guys, your thoughts
Gabriel's
on
back, I
Arsenal? Very
believe.
quiet.
So yeah, we should be
No,
better.
you know what I would say about Arsenal, man. You know, it was a good listen. I think the Monaco game was actually a pretty good game. I actually liked watching the game. It was quite a good game. I mean, some of the chances that Gabriel Jesus missed was my God, man. It was giving me flashbacks of when I was watching Chelsea and certain strikers on my team, bro.
Well, the problem was it wasn't just Jesus. Jesus missed one one-on-one. The defender got a foot on the second one, and then there was Martinelli who was offside with one, and Odegaard missed one. It was like everyone was taking a turn.
Yeah,
so it was
man.
a little bit annoying.
A lot, yeah, man. That it's a lot of shots missed, but like obviously Saka got the first goal. He then obviously they Monaco kind of like then put on a bit more pressure. They had quite a few chances, but then obviously they made a mistake, which Saka was able to get tap the ball back into the net to make it 2-0. Which
I mean, Havertz pressed the mistake out of the keeper.
I forgot it was Havertz, honestly, but I know that he obviously. My apologies, but obviously, yeah, but obviously Havertz actually. Listen, but that was a good press from you guys, and at the end of the day, you forced a mistake. You put the ball in the back of the net, and you needed that, man. Obviously, the last 2 games, I feel like you haven't been able to put the ball into the back of the net more so in open play compared to your corners, and it just shows. Listen, you can do it. So,
everyone's keeping track. Everyone's keeping track of our open play XG. But shout out to Monaco. They actually played a solid like second half. They changed things up, and there was a couple of players like I think his name was Ben Segur. I don't know how to pronounce it right, but a couple of them were very hard to get the ball off. So there's a bit of talent there in that Monaco team to be bought, I think.
Yeah, I think it's much needed win. Obviously, with the surrounding, the talk that's been going on with Arsenal, the whole Stoke City football, the open play, set piece FC, I think a result like this was really important for honestly everyone to kind of realize. I think, Martin, this is my first time speaking to you about this type of stuff. I've been someone who's not been on this whole set piece FC thing. I've always said that if that's a good avenue for you to get goals, but I do eventually believe that Arsenal can score without just relying on set pieces. And to a sense, you did prove it against Monaco. Obviously, Bukayo Saka, I think he was man of the match. I think goal and assist for him. So he's showing again why he's so super important in this team. Rest all, I think you get the result, you move, good win, 3-0. I think big focus is definitely on the Premier League. As you mentioned, Everton have sometimes proved to be a bogey team for you guys. And also the only thing, even though I have you guys winning that game, but the only thing I would say is that they do have a little bit of rest, obviously with that Merseyside.
Everton is a bit of a bogey team, but more at Goodison though, not at Emirates.
But they've had like a 2-week break, bro. They've had like
a 2-week break. Yeah,
but that's actually a negative for a team like
thing.
Everton.
I would disagree because, like, you know,
that's
what
like
it is,
too much rest.
The reason why I would say that, because you know Sean Dyche, he's gonna be getting these guys every single.
He's gonna have like a game plan. He's
Yes.
he's
And
No,
like
but we
given
can
the
all
experience-
say his game plan. What's his game plan? Park the bus and yalla corner, habibi.
You never know, man. Sometimes,
Yeah.
listen, you can always mix it
I
up,
don't
man.
know
or
if
it
you guys
could be
noticed, but,
shut out Odegaard and Saka, and you see
Yeah.
how much of a problem it causes in their team. I.e., example, like when we shut them out, even though we lost 2-0 because of set pieces, we shut out Odegaard and Saka in that game, and they barely did much when we went
I
to
don't know
the
if
end.
you guys noticed, but Monaco did a thing where they put 3 guys in the halfway line when we were taking a
Yeah,
corner.
which every team should be doing when you're facing Arsenal for set
Yes.
pieces. It's only right.
Well,
it's not even
I
like
don't think
a
you guys
crazy
are getting
tactical
disadvantage.
change. It's just
Because that-
common
because,
sense that you would put 3 players there.
Because when we played you, Martin, we did the similar thing where we put players up top, and then that kind of like reduced the number of players that was actually in the box, and then that allows you to do the zonal marking a bit more better, because then at least there's less players for you to actually worry about. The zonal marking can at least work there somewhat. So I don't understand why people are putting every single player into the box. The more I always say, the more players you put into the box, the more chaotic it usually gets, because there's much more movement from both from the defense and then the offense.
I wouldn't be that excited about being like some kind of golden bullet scenario, because we didn't have Gabriel, who I believe will be back for this next game. And when I see that corner situation, when they had the players up and we had players defending, there's only 5 people there. And if Gabriel's got like a clean run at the corner, or if we do something else like go
Which
short.
game are you talking about, Martin?
Monaco.
Monaco,
They changed the way they were defending the corners. And I'm seeing full think pieces. There's like an hour-long podcast with James Olcott and Sam Allardyce on how to stop Arsenal corners. Like, we seem to have created
There's no way
an
that
emergency
happened, man.
situation.
There's actually no way they did our podcast to stop your corners, bro.
Yeah, I saw it on YouTube. I haven't watched it yet, but
It's like set piece 101. Like, how
What
to
is
defend set
going on,
pieces,
man?
like,
What is
everyone's
happening
got
in
a
the
theory,
game,
what is
man?
going on? What happened to the game I love, man?
Man,
Seriously.
this is crazy,
Like-
man.
But yeah. But yeah, like I
well,
said,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
I don't think, but me personally, I've never, even under this whole set piece talk, I've never been one of those guys like, oh, Arsenal or just set piece FC, and that's all that they have to their team and stuff like that. I've always said this is just another, if you're not having a good game, or in this case, people have been saying Arsenal haven't been having good performances. I just think of this as a way for you to still try to get over the line, because end of the day, the situation that you're in is a results business. You need to get a result. If you're not playing well for the 85 minutes, then yeah, why not look for a set piece to try to win the game? And I've said this time and time again, me as a United fan, I will take set piece FC today. I wish our players could score from set pieces. I wish our players could defend set pieces. We're a set piece FC in the whole thing. Like we can't defend set pieces. We can't score set pieces. So
I
yeah,
think
I
it's
would.
actually a function of the opposition making us go for set pieces, because if people do a mid-block against us where they block the middle area, we have to find a way to punish them. So if you're forcing us out wide, okay, we're going to go out wide and we're going to win corners, and then you're going to have to defend them. So if they have to push players wide, maybe we'll get more space in the middle. I don't know. It's like a war out there. You know, everyone's got technology, and they've got to keep it going. You got to keep advancing your weapons, otherwise you're going to get left behind.
Yeah, and one thing I always say,
Here's the thing. I've never been a part of the set piece FC unless it's for banter, which we always welcome. Like, I think so
what it
fitting
is.
that Martin said he was stoked. If
Yeah, you guys
know
didn't
him.
get that one.
Yeah, that was a good bar right there.
was
Martin
good.
is the
Still
biggest
asleep.
sarcastic fraud on this app, to be fair, but his sarcasm is top notch. But I will say this: I don't think Arsenal are set piece FC, but there are games where they are. There are specific incidents, like the Fulham game as an example, where you have 0.2 xG from open play, and most of your chance creation is from corners, and the players are kind of actively trying to score a set piece. That's the only time when I say stuff like this. But when Arsenal are attacking, like, I'm not calling Arsenal set piece FC based on their performance against Forest, or based on their performance against Monaco, or based on their performances even at the start of the season against Wolves, against Aston Villa. They had some really good games where they played attacking football, created a lot of chances. But the game against Fulham is where I'm like, yo, these guys are actually trying to win corners here. Like, that's just, like, they're actively trying to win corners, and that's where I think it's a problem here. But I think they can attack, they can create chances, and they're capable of it because they showed it to us against Forest. Everyone sat down and watched that game because Arsenal came off a really bad run, okay? And we were going like, shit, Forest is on a good run and blah, 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 and they could get something. And Forest didn't end up getting something at all. Forest ended up getting slapped. Like, it's just no one expected them to lose 3-0. Even the ones who said Arsenal win, they said like 2-1, 1-0, not a win, blah, blah, blah. They ended up slapping them. So this shows me that they are capable of flying in, creating chances, attacking football. But I don't know why they don't do it more often. And it can't be just injuries, because at the beginning it was just Odegaard out. Now it's like you need everyone fit. That's just not football. You're never going to have everyone fit ever. Like, you will have injuries anyway. So look, at the end of the day,
people say this narrative of this set piece FC thing. I think it's just something to beat us with. If you looked at us for like the last 2.5 years, we play very open attacking football. Even
do you think Fulham it was something to beat you with?
What's that?
Fulham game specifically, do you think it was something to beat you with, or do you think it was
Honestly,
reality?
I was so hungover, and that game was at 6 a.m. that I didn't actually watch it. Once I found out we drew, I don't really want to turn it on. So, I can
You didn't watch it.
I haven't
Okay, fair
seen
enough.
that particular piece, but we played against Sporting the other day, and it was probably some of the best football we've played in a long time. And it was like men versus boys. So we just sliced them
The
open.
5-1, you mean?
The 5-1, yeah. But
Yes,
people don't
yes.
include
That was
that in
amazing.
their like stats for open play XG or whatever, because it wasn't the Premier League, but it's the Champions League. So I don't know. You can cherry pick stuff to make us look bad, but I'm not that concerned.
No, but I'm
my
not cherry
question-
picking stuff to make you look
People
bad,
can,
because
not you.
yeah, but I'm not cherry. But here's the thing: this is not about cherry picking, because I'm giving you credit for the games where you attacked, and I'm criticizing the games where you didn't, and I'm going like, why don't you do this more often? That way, you'll have a more successful formula to win, and that's my overarching point here. I don't think Arsenal are set piece FC. I just think there are games where you actively try to win set pieces. There is no way the same Arsenal that played Sporting, played Forest, played Monaco is the same Arsenal that played Fulham. And by the way, since you didn't watch the game, the guys as well, if they watch the game, they'll tell you Fulham weren't even good in the game. They had 2 shots on target. They were actually ass. Like,
Fulham
genuinely
scored
were.
Fulham scored the first goal quickly, and then they were like, "We're gonna sharp shop." That's literally what they did.
They had just one chance,
I
and
saw
they
that
scored
goal.
from that one chance. Yeah, they
They
literally had one
had
chance.
like 25 passes before that goal. Like they were bopping it around, and they moved us around, and then Kivio like switched off, and bam, it was over. And obviously, when you got a goal up, like Silva's a very smart coach. I rate him very highly. He knows how to play in a way that makes it very hard for the opposition, regardless of who that is. So yeah, Fulham, they've got my respect.
I do expect Arsenal to slap Everton though. I'm saying slap like by 3 or more goals, and this is not even me gaslight. I genuinely believe it, because look,
they should win.
Everton is not gonna. Everton will play well at Goodison, yes. Look, everyone knows. I said the game away at Goodison is difficult. Liverpool versus Everton. Everyone knows this. You guys all work with me. You heard me say it. But if it's a game at Anfield, I'm not gonna say it's difficult. Everton don't travel well at all. At all, they do not travel well. I can't even recall the last time they got a point away from home. If this was Arsenal going to Goodison and go like, yeah, this is the last time you're gonna play them at Goodison, and they might do this. But at the Emirates, bro, I genuinely think Arsenal are gonna win by like 3 or more goals. I fully like expect a slapping, and this is not me gaslighting, because I expect the same from my team tomorrow as well, against Fulham at Anfield. I think tomorrow both Arsenal and Liverpool win their games. We're not going to preview Liverpool yet, but from an Arsenal perspective, you have all the weapons to kill Everton tomorrow. You just have to use them. I think you can genuinely slap them by 3 or more goals, and I expect to see.
We have to get it. If we get the first goal, I think we've got a record of like winning 70 out of 76 times. We've got the first goal. We've won 73 or something like that, and drawn 3. Like if we don't get the first goal, then we're in trouble. And we were chasing it, and I don't think. Maybe they've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin or something. There's not really many threats left at Everton, but they're just a rough team. And if we get into that game of playing physical ball, and we've given them a chance, they might get a corner.
That's the real set piece FC. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's going to be Stoke versus Everton.
That's the real set piece FC. No, but like I think with Everton, listen, I think they've got a lot of prep done, but I think Arsenal should be beating them. I think it should be like a good 3-0. Be like a nice little. It should be like something that you can see from the Monaco game, where you're able to do some more of that attacking pattern that you do. It should be like 3-0, honestly. But if it does start becoming like squeaky bum time, it could then that could end in a draw. But I think I fully expect Arsenal to win.
Hey, just revert to set pieces if that happens. It is what it is. Like I said,
long
it's
throws.
Nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Exactly, man. Exactly, man.
Yeah. Nothing to be ashamed of.
I always say that. I just think, listen, one thing I always say is in any team, you don't want stagnation to occur, right? And so having more stuff, having more, being able to upgrade your team is always to your benefit. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, especially when you got out of form attackers. Like I think we've got 3 or 4 out of form attackers right now, which is very
particularly on
hard
that
to deal
left hand
with.
side. I would say, yeah,
Left-hand side,
exactly, yeah.
Trossard, Nelly, Jesus, Sterling.
Mhm.
It's basically Saka, and Havertz did a good job when he came on yesterday. I think he's been a bit weak lately, so we need someone to stand up. And if no one's standing up, it's going to be like a defender or something on a corner. But we're getting Gabriel back. Hopefully, like one of our 7 injured defenders can come back, and we're not playing Kivior and kids, and Partey right back. But this is what we got to do to get through.
I just looked at Everton's last lineup. I'm reiterating that you're slapping them. I can't even lie.
We slapped them.
What about the players?
We beat them 4-0.
Yeah, listen to this. Listen to this. Pickford, Ashley Young, Tarkovsky, Branthwaite, Mykolenko, Mangala, Idris Ganagay, Ndiaye, McNeil, Dokore, and Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, Arsenal winning this, guys.
It's not about the players.
Listen, if you want to hate watch, I'll be honest with you. If you want to hate watch our game. Don't hate watch that game. They're gonna win 100%. Like I put my neck out on the line. I'm saying right now they're winning that game 100%, bro. Like,
I'm not worried about the players. It's Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche sees
yes, it's Sean Dyche, but you're gonna beat them. I will message you on the 20th minute. You're gonna be at least 1-0 up within 20 minutes, minimum.
Yeah, I think Sam. I think Sam's trying to jinx this like fixture, bro. Like the way you're talking about, bro. It's like,
yeah, okay. I'm trying to jinx this fixture. So if I'm trying to jinx, why did I say my own club will win tomorrow? Am I trying to jinx my own club as well? You fraud! You fraud! Come on, Mbuemo, this Sunday. You have become an op now. Even last season, Porto, Fulham, and Newcastle mid-block is what SE is saying. I mean. But you do have to eventually find a way to unlock a low block. What do you expect everyone to play football?
It's not a low block as much as it's a mid block. They come out and they keep the ball, but they stay in their half. And then when they don't have the ball, they just you can see the manager of Monaco on the sideline for most of the first half. He was doing this. Basically means he just wants to like squish their entire team into like a box around the outside of their box, which we can't get through. Like that's Odegaard's play area. So yeah, if we can't connect through the middle, we're just doing that walk football. One side to the other to get past. It's fairly effective. I think it happens against most teams that don't have a counter-attacking threat. Like Liverpool, they're pretty. Like I think you're pretty hard to like stop with any kind of formation. But
last time Everton got a result away from home was they beat Ipswich in October, and that's it. Every other away game they lost.
No, they've drawn against West Ham.
Yeah, they drew to Southampton. Sorry, Leicester. Sorry.
And the last game they play they lost to obviously United, which was their last away game. And then the previous away game to that one was against West Ham 0-0.
West Ham 0-0. Yeah. Away from home, they're really bad. Like all of their wins, which is how many wins? One. You've got 2 wins. They've only had 2 wins. I can't help. They've only had 2 wins. Wait, let me double check this. 3 wins. Okay, all their 3 wins have been at home. Yeah, every single one.
5 draws, 6 losses.
Yeah, 5 draws. How many losses? 6.
If they win, they're 2 points behind Man U.
Hey, that's not a Everton prop right there, because Man United have been ass as well. So.
Yeah, no, I know, but like 15th, 13th, there's a bit of a battle going around the relegation.
Listen, this is not a game I expect Arsenal to struggle with. But just in general, title race perspective, without being sarcastic and gaslighting us, title race. Arsenal from a title race perspective, tell me your opinion as I get my charger, and Ahmed and Shik as well. Go ahead, Marta.
Title race perspective. Actually, I've stopped looking at the points. Once Liverpool gets a game in hand, that whole situation, I think you guys are very lucky to avoid that derby on that horrible day. We had something similar happen to us last season. I think, unfortunately, the Queen died or something, and we rescheduled our Man City away game to right near the end of the season, which is not awesome. So hopefully, these rescheduling doesn't really affect the balance in some kind of way. But yeah, I think we're 6 points behind Liverpool. You guys have a game in hand, and 2 behind Chelsea. I'm kind of I'm happy. We're kind of slipstreaming right now. I keep calm, carry on, just try and win every game. You can't beat yourself up over like a draw and concern yourself with it. Like I think Liverpool's last result was a draw, and you guys seem chill as hell, right? Like you haven't actually played a game since Newcastle in the Premier League, have you? Or is that
No,
my
they
imagination?
haven't. No, they haven't.
So yeah, we need to take advantage of any mistakes. I think Chelsea are flying right now, and yeah, more power to them. Like I actually enjoy the fact that we don't know who's going to win the Premier League at the start of the season, and this Man City downfall. Like watching fans that have never really seen 2 losses in a row start to understand how cruel it can be sometimes is like it's a very enjoyable experience. So
here's the thing, like. I was thinking, who do I want really to win the Manchester derby? Because City have like 1 win in 10. I know they're probably going to drop points again until they go on the satanic run. I'm like, I could pile on like the United misery, but then I thought about it and I've come to a full decision, and I want the guys in the chat to know this as well. I want United to win this Sunday. Sometimes
I feel like everyone wants United to win, to be honest, no?
Yeah, but
like,
you know what it is? Look at it from both perspectives, right? Shik won't get it because he's emotionally invested. But look at it from our perspective as rivals to both clubs. I say, with Manchester City, right? This is what I want to say with Manchester City. You have to make sure they're dead. You have to make sure, like, I know they're in the grave, bro, but you have to make sure that they're gone once and for all.
Yes,
which is
it's
why
like
I want
that
them
horror
to lose.
movie where the bad guy just keeps getting back
Exactly.
up.
Like, make sure
just...
the guy's dead, please. Like, make sure, you know. But with Man United, if they win, does it really have any effect on our lives? Like, are they gonna do anything of significance in the league this season? What is the difference between United beating City and like Brentford beating City? Honestly, what is the difference? Wallahi, I'm being serious. Like from a Liverpool perspective. Yes, we hate Man United, but currently they're not good enough for me to overarch that hatred over me wanting to make sure that City is dead. So I have decided I want to make sure City's dead this Sunday. That is my approach to the game, to be honest with you, because I ain't gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk it because these guys are gonna sign Bruno Guimaraes in January. They're already talking about signing multiple players. If they go on this unbelievable run, like February till May, where they win like 15 in a row, we must make sure they're dead now. So even if they wake up and decide to go on that run, they have to be dead. So I am comfortable.
No,
some things are bigger than football.
Yeah.
And that's stopping Man City. And if they're going to get off these charges free with like
some things are bigger than football,
150 million payout or something, then someone's got to bring them down. And if that has to be Manchester United, then
yeah.
Listen, all I'm saying is watch what you're putting your faith in. Just watch. Okay. I'll just watch what you're putting your faith in.
Mate.
Respect Ahmed Diallo, innit? Respect Ahmed Diallo.
Yeah,
respect Ahmed Diallo. Baller, absolute baller.
Zerkamp.
That guy.
Hey, what did Amarim do last time he went to the Etihad? Because you know it was 4-1 or something, right? Every time
that was at
Sporting.
That
was at Sporting. Oh, okay.
Just edit your statement. What happened last time Amarim played Pep?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
So he knows what to do. And every time I try to gas up a United fan, it's like there's a hole in the tire on the other side. They're just like, they're like,
the thing is, the problem is not Amarim. The problem is the players that we have. That's the problem. If he puts out a lineup of like Garnacho, Højlund, or whoever in that lineup, or Mount, if he plays the same front three that he played against Arsenal, against Manchester City, you're going to see the same game. You're not going to see anything up front. Yesterday, we scored goals because he made changes at halftime. We looked like a completely different team at halftime. We had like 2 shots on target in the first half yesterday, and then we finished the game off with 8 because he made a lot of changes in that second half, and we had we were able to create a lot of chances from that. But if he puts out that front three and starts against Manchester City, I'm sorry. This is why I'm saying watch who you put your faith in, because Man United name and Ruben Amorim name and all that stuff. But the reality is that these players are shit, and they've been shit for a while. And
we'll get to United when we get to United. Because first, I know Martin agrees as well. See this guy right here? He's sitting too comfortable. This guy right here next to he's trying to act like he's not a part of this, you know? He's just sat there like, oh yeah, I'm just here, mate. No. We're gonna have this conversation, brother.
Go on, Ahmed. Win this league title, man. Let's go.
Wow.
Liverpool have Trent, the mid-block destroyer. Pings, have some respect and some shame. Have some respect.
What do you
Liverpool
mean?
have the Trent mid-block destroyer. Pings, yes, and we have Salah as well. The mid-block destroyer. Is anyone going to talk about Salah passing this year? I dare you. I dare you try to say he's a kick
No,
and
man.
run.
All
man,
I'm
something like
saying, all I'm gonna say, man. Good news is, man, when he leaves at the end of the season, he's not past Lampard's goal record.
Hey, if Arsenal
Something
are
nice,
set
man.
piece
Something
FC,
That's so
Mo
nice,
Salah
man.
is penalty
Doubly's in the chat for
Hey,
that, man. Doubly's in the
hate
chat
the
for that
game.
one, man. There we go.
All right,
Are you
Hussam,
really
it is
going to
what
say
it
it's
is.
Mo Salah's penalty FC? Have some shit.
If Arsenal are set piece FC, Mo Salah is penalty FC.
No,
Keep
but
the
I
same
said
energy.
Arsenal aren't set piece FC
Keep
in
the
every
same
game.
energy.
I just mentioned
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Fulham game.
No, I'm trolling. That's not even what I
Yeah, you're
actually.
trolling.
You know,
Mo
man.
Salah-
The funny thing about Salah, man. If only he had a competent, striker. You know what I mean? A competent winger.
Have you guys played each other yet, Liverpool and Chelsea, or is that?
Yes,
Yeah.
they beat us 2-1.
Tell us your thoughts
Not
on Mo
too
Salah,
early.
Shik.
Hmm.
Yes, go ahead.
Hmm.
Yes. It's difficult. You cannot talk about your owner like this. You have to respect your owner. You have to be honest. So, yeah. Guys, you know how many incredible players played in the Liverpool Man United fixture? Wayne Rooney. Giggs played like 400 of them. Steven Gerrard, Torres, Suarez. The biggest goal scorer of Liverpool United fixture is Mohamed Salah from a village in Egypt. Crazy, right? Crazy. Big up to my guy, AA Ron, the general. That was in the chat for AA Ron, who says, hi, Hussam and the panel. Hit the like button, please. Yes, make sure you guys are liking the video. Look at this guy. If we don't beat 21 FC, he need to get the sack. He's been shit. This guy's a City fan, by the way. This guy's a City fan. If you're a City fan and you say Pep out, you're the biggest fraud. Because Pep Guardiola is the reason why you're winning all these trophies. Yeah, keep that in mind. Because I'm sick of these City fraud. You're a fraud, Zorro. Guardiola is the reason why you have a worldwide fan base. Are you aware of this? You think Vader would have been a City fan and all these guys if Guardiola wasn't your manager? Come on.
I think they should sack Man City and then give Pep a new club to work with. Like, I don't know, change the name or
That's
something.
crazy.
Because Pep's bigger
Pep
than the
won you
club.
guys. Pep won you guys.
Martin, would you take Pep at Arsenal?
I mean, of course. I was trying to be cheeky there, but I think everyone would take Pep, right?
I wouldn't take Pep.
Oh,
I wouldn't
take
either.
Pep based on principle, based on hatred. I hate him too much to accept him. I don't give a fuck. I'm being serious.
I'd make him set
My
piece
problem-
coach, something like that. Get him involved.
There you are. There you are. Yeah, there you are. There you are. I think I hate him too much. I've looked at someone as an enemy for 7 years. It would be so weird for an enemy to take you to battle. It just, I just can't. I just can't.
I just think for me,
it,
man.
you know?
I just think for me personally, yes, it would win me titles and stuff, but like I just feel like we'll just be killing football a lot more, man. It'd be more. We'll be losing the je ne sais quoi football. I can't let that happen anymore, man.
Je ne sais quoi. Let's go. Oui. Je
All
m'appelle
I'm saying
Ahmed. Je suis Angleterre or whatever.
If Pep ever came to Man United, he's scratching his face even more, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. If he ever came to Man United, that's his face after the first training session with these players, man.
I'll be honest. If he came to Man United, he needs to spend 1 trillion before playing Pep ball.
Yeah, just to play Pep ball. Like,
hey, no one's surviving. No one is surviving, bro.
I mean, look at him right now with this pressure mounting. At United, there's always pressure. If you don't win a game, there's pressure. So he's not built for that, man. Honestly, he's not built for it.
Vader, you see, it was a flyby comment. First of all, you exposed yourself for being in the chat. Second of all, it was just a flyby comment. Why do you take stuff personally, Habibi? Second of all, the last person you can call a glory hunter is a Liverpool fan my age. I saw 1 Premier League and 2 Champions Leagues in 30 years, bro. What glory hunting? What sort of idiot glory hunts by supporting Liverpool? Well, that's the shittest glory hunter I've ever seen in my life. People who were glory hunting my age grew up supporting Chelsea and United, to be honest with you. Wallahi, those are the 2 clubs people glory hunted. It wasn't us at all. I said glory hunted, Habibi. 3/4 of my adulthood, bro. My club was shit talking about glory hunting. Anyway, make sure you guys are listening to the general and liking the video right now. Every single one of you guys right now, please like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 100 likes ASAP. We're going to be talking about Chelsea next. We're not even at 100 likes, you guys. You guys suck, man. You guys suck on a Friday. On a Friday as well? That's so rude. So rude. Like the video right now and subscribe. Big up to all the super chatters, Red Lion, AA Ron, Essie, and Zorro, the ungrateful fraud. Imagine wanting Pep out as a City fan, bro. You deserve to get slapped up, Zoro. I'm telling you right now. So, talking of deserve to get slapped up, from one blue fraud to the other.
Wow,
Ahmed,
Well,
are you in a title race? Number one. Number two, talk to me about the Chelsea right now. What's going on? You 9 wins in a row, eh?
Chelsea. Big up to Chelsea. Obviously this is a good run of fixtures currently that we're having right now. So I think it's a quite easy run that we've got right now. I think our hardest two fixtures, and Brentford and Everton in this fixture run, are coming up. Those are two teams that we usually struggle against in general throughout our time at Chelsea, which is Brentford at home, which we've never beat at home, and ironically since they've come up. And Everton away, the last time we won at Goodison was against with Tuchel. The season he got sacked. So obviously, if you beat those two teams, in the next week, that's going to be very, very change. It's going to change my perspective a lot more, in my honest opinion, because we don't do that
Brentford and
usually.
Everton is going to change your perspective.
No,
Come on, this is being
Ahmed, can
shameless.
you answer the first question he asked though? He asked the first question is what
I always
are
say
you in a title race? You're going on and on about like Chelsea
Yeah.
results and stuff. Answer the first question. Are you in a title race or not?
You listen. We can from my a data standpoint, yes, we are in a title race. But from the Bridge Nation and his time watching the Premier League and seeing his team win titles, I would probably say after see February, March. That's when you usually know if you're really in it to win it, if that makes sense. So that's what I would say personally.
There is no pressure on Chelsea.
Yes.
There is no Chelsea you must. I will shake your hand right now. But you're there.
That's why I said from a data standpoint, we are there. That's why I said
by definition, City and Arsenal are in a title race, then so are you. We cannot lie to each other here.
No, but that's why I agreed with you. I did say from a data standpoint, we are there, but I said from a personal standpoint,
does Chelsea remind you of Liverpool 13-14, which is just outscoring teams and having a very good forward line, but not as good defense?
I always said to you, if you remember, Hassan, before the season starts, that we're probably gonna have to outscore our opponents if we're gonna win games. Usually, I didn't think our defense would be actually as good as it has been. I'll be honest. That's something that's really surprised me a lot, and I think part of it has actually been the fact of of having Kukurea being the third centre back at times, or even Gusto being the third centre back at times. That's actually allowed us to have a bit more stability as a team. Now, I would even argue Buddy Shaw coming back into form, particularly as when he played on the left as a left-sided centre back in that three, has helped the team a lot more because we needed a guy like Buddy Shaw back to be to be at his best. So I think that's been a big net positive for us. So, and I think going forward, it's exceeded my expectations. Sancho's exceeded my expectations personally. Jackson's exceeded my expectations personally. Palm obviously doing his thing. Felix is adding quite a bit to the team, in my personal opinion, whenever he plays. And Cuckoo, of course. Even Neto. Madueke is already outdone what he did last season in terms of goals and assists in the league. So listen, the attack is attacking. That's it, man.
Your attack is cooking, but to be honest with you, the reason why I say Liverpool 13-14 is I still think Chelsea
the defense is not good enough.
Two pieces of the way through, because there will be
100%.
games like Nottingham Forest where you can't outscore them, or they
100%.
give you a low block from hell, or something happens when you need your defense to pull through.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think Chelsea have the defense to do it. I think the only one that, let's say there's a title-winning defense that Chelsea have, the one that I can honestly say hand on heart probably survives this in a title race scenario is probably maybe Cucurella a little bit, but the rest of them, the two center backs, and because I see sometimes Chelsea fans as well scapegoating Fofana, this Colwill as well. I don't think any of them are necessarily consistent to the level where you go this guy is definitely going to be in a title-winning Chelsea. Right back, I don't know. Goalkeeper definitely needs changing. 100%.
I would say we definitely need one goalkeeper and one centre back. That's guaranteed. If you want to really complete the set and make sure you're winning,
would you say one right back?
No.
Really?
I'm quite happy with Gusto and Achimpong. I think Gusto this season, yes, he started a bit poorly, but I think part of why Gusto has started poorly this season, I think he's played quite a lot of games, A, and B, he's learning a new position because he's actually learning to invert because he's never done that at his time at Lyon, and he did that last season at Chelsea. He was used as a literal what's it called proper fullback where he was just going up and down. So I think for me personally, I trust Gusto. I think Achampong's a good player too. He's like a young guy from our academy who who have a lot of belief in to do a good job and hopefully develop as well. So that's it, man. So you got to trust the guys you got.
Reese's Pieces there.
For me, I just accept who he is, and I just talk about the guys that are going to be available for me at this point in time. So that's the way that's the way I just look at it. You know what I mean? I don't say sell him. I don't say don't sell him. I just say I got these two centre backs, two right backs. We keep it pushing. Kukure and Vega, I like a lot. I think Vega, obviously talented guy. I honestly think keep Badiashile, keep Cole in my past. Those two I would keep, and then the Sarsi move on. And Tosin, I would actually argue move on to, and then you bring in Thomas Araujo.
Move on.
I would actually argue
that. Sign this done.
But you got it for free. Listen, you can just sell it for money.
Yes,
that's Chelsea logic right there. No. But on a serious note, I think whenever he's played, I haven't really seen that much of a difference, if that makes sense. Like he's not adding to it. He can clearly see there's like an actual gap. There's actually like an actual gap in terms of like quality when we're going from like Fofana to him. It's like a realistic gap. Same with when people talk about Fofana and Disasi. There's an actual gap there, even though I'm a big fan of Disasi personally. But Thomas Araujo is the club's #1 target, which I know about, which they're going to probably try to bring in January from Benfica. And that's probably one spot that's going to get filled. Then a centre back. In terms of goalkeeper, I had someone give the take that they're waiting for this kid that we've brought recently, Mike Penders, who's like 18 and plays for Genk, and who's like a really like a wonder kid goalkeeper who they may wanna get Jorgensen in and then see what happens. Even though I'm not a big fan of Jorgensen, but if you were to buy a goalkeeper, my personal opinion would be Chevalier from Lille, because I've wanted him last season, and this season he's even got better.
I think you guys need to get a CB, and you should get a center back in January before you get.
That'll probably be Araujo. I'm fairly certain that's the guy they're gonna get.
Goalkeeper, I think you can still go until the end of the season with Jorgensen if you guys make that change. But center back is where you will have issues because that's what you
think Jorgensen's better than Sanchez.
Personally, my personal opinion is like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. You know what I mean? That's what I like to describe them as, my personal opinion. So take that.
You guys are kind of cursed with keepers, hey? Like you get Kepler.
No, it's not even that we're cursed of keepers, mine. It's just poor scouting. That's what it is. Like I actually feel like the club scouting department compared to I think towards the end of the Roman reign, right, has gotten considerably better in terms of the guys we're able to bring into the team. I just think it's just the goalkeeping position where I don't know what's going on there. I don't know who's given the club advice or who's the scout in the goalkeeping department, but we keep on getting guys that are not good enough. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to for me. And like the money that we're paying for like a Jorgensen, which was 25 million, you could have gotten a better goalkeeper. Yeah, I could have named you 3 better goalkeepers that do the same job as him, which is the issue that I've always had in my personal opinion.
I feel like you're trying to make money on too many transfers. Perhaps like there's certain positions where you need experience and expensive players, and it's probably going to be centre back and it's probably going to be goalkeeper, where you have to just pay the premium to get actual quality, because you can.
I agree.
We've seen it at Arsenal. We've taken chances on a bunch of keepers that were cheap, and then you keep them around for a while, and you don't know. Like even Emi Martinez, 12 years after he signed for Arsenal is when he finally became like a good keeper. So it just takes a long time to really like get to that level.
100%.
I think, look, it is true that defense does change stuff around for you. Like defense is where you can like probably, how can I say this? Like you can establish yourself as a title contender for years to come. Because we had a team with Mane, Firmino, Salah, Coutinho, Oxlade-Chamberlain, like just all-out attack, gung-ho team. And we got to a Champions League final, but we ended up finishing 4th, even though we had a really good run in the league. Is because attack does win you games, but defense wins you titles. It's true. It's not a cringy saying. It's not like just one of them saying it. Actually is reality. Defense is the reason why Liverpool were able to contend. Do I think if I remove Van Dijk and Alisson and I kept a Karius or someone of that level, like Jack Butland, and then get like maybe just any Tom, Dick, and Harry centre back, do we win league titles? Do we win Champions Leagues? No, because there are games, and some games, like I remember in the 2019-2020 season where we won the league, like where we beat a Leicester by 2-1, where we beat a Aston Villa by 2-1, where we beat Brighton by 2-1, and even though it's just a 1, we stop them from scoring a second and a third. And there are games where sometimes you need to win your game 1-0. Sometimes you need to, like Everton at home in the derby when Origi scored the goal from the Pickford mistake. Like sometimes you need to win a game 1-0. Not every game you're gonna have, because perfect example actually is even our last game against Girona. We scored a penalty. We played like absolute dog shit. But because Alisson Becker is the best goalkeeper in the world, or second best if you prefer Courtois, that's fine. And we have the defense that we have. Even though we performed, I'd say probably at a 6 out of 10 level, which is why Slot called out the team after, we still ended up getting the win. Because defense is what like gets you over the line. Defense is what makes you like, yalla, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. Shik's best era, he had Vidic and Rio together. And before that, he had Stam and Rio. And he had like different center backs at the club. Dennis Irwin is the left back. Patrice Evra is the left back. Gary Neville right back. So like even in net, you had a Van der Sar, and before that you had a Schmeichel. So you need to upgrade. Do I ever see any club, any, and I mean any, including City, winning a league title with Sanchez? I'll probably say no. Honestly, do I see any? If I give right now, if I give to Pep Guardiola right now for Fofana and Colwell, does he win a league title? I'll probably say no, to be honest with you. That's why I'm saying Chelsea need to upgrade, to be honest with you. But in reverse, their attack, they've scored 35 goals in 15 games. That's like 2.5 goals per game, bro. They're just slapping up.
Boys. Doing up on the pack, boys. Yeah. 2 seasons ago, yeah, when we were really bad in top place, I think we scored. Do you know how many goals we scored that season? Guess.
Was it 35?
38 goals we scored. We are only 4 away from beating that record, bro. And we've done that in 15 games.
That's actually bad. Oh, that was the month when I was trolling Matisse about not having a goal of the month contender.
Yes. And I remember Jorginho. Jorginho was our top scorer that season as well.
Do you remember when they showed Felix's goal for like 2 months straight because they didn't score or something like that?
Oh my god,
yeah,
that killed me, bro. I remember that, bro. Yo, that was, listen, we had a goal of month, yeah.
How times have changed.
Shout out to the CFC women's team, yeah, because they're actually like an elite team, yeah. But they were just showing off their goals, man. They're just showing off their goals. Oh my.
Battle of the North was so much fun at the time. I swear to God, Battle of the North was actually elite fun at the time. I remember there was a month where the goal of the month was the women's team because you didn't score any for the men's team, right?
That's what they were saying. Yeah,
it was definitely something like that. Yeah,
yes.
Definitely. I remember like they kept showing like Felix's goal too. Like
yes, they showed Felix's goal for 2 months. Yes,
like for 2 months they showed Felix's goal for like 2 months. Yeah, I remember that. What a crazy time. Jeez.
Bro, can you imagine that was 2 seasons ago, guys. Remember? That was 2 seasons ago. That's just
imagine not having a goal of the month contender. Imagine big Chelsea, not having a goal of the month.
I think we did that.
Goal of the month contender. So not even like one game, like a whole month. Like you play 4 or 5 games and you still don't have a goal of the month contender. It's actually mad, bro. That Graham Potter era was probably some of the worst stuff, bro, I've ever seen Chelsea go on, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think it's mad. That's why maybe that's why I defended Poch so much last year, because of the Potter era. I'm like, you guys,
you know what it is, man. I always say, man,
we don't say that word right here.
My issue with Poch, yeah, I always say it was more so tactical than it was with his man management skills. I always said he was an elite man manager, but his problem was tactically he wasn't working. That was the problem. We gave a guy that does not work well with technical players and works well with running type of players, a team which was full of technical players. That was the issue with Poch. Simple as that, really. I do wonder if we got Maresca season before, what could have been, man? What could have been?
Oh, the love affair, eh?
What could have been?
Imagine if I met you when I was young.
Yes. No, but
sweet. That's sweet.
But obviously, I think in terms of Chelsea, yes, we are currently in the title race, obviously, but I don't expect us to obviously win the title as of right now. I just think, it's still too soon. I'll probably say I think it's the season too soon. If we do win it, of course, I'm going to be over the moon. Yes, come on, Chelsea, everything like that. But as of right now, I just think for me...
what if I told you this is your only chance to win the league before Man City comes back with spending?
Then I would say in January you got to go guns blazing, then to finish off.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Chelsea fans celebrating like finishing second. As much as I don't want them finishing above us. I can't wait for that kind of hypocrisy to come back to bite them after they mocked Arsenal for the last 2 years. They're going to try and celebrate.
But the difference is that they
mediocrity.
weren't meant to be there. The difference is that they
Yeah,
weren't meant to be
we
there.
weren't meant to be there a few years ago.
You're meant to win a league
Everyone's
title
on
this season,
streaming
though. You're meant to
follow.
win a league
That
title
is a
this
good
season,
question. That is a good
Yeah.
question, man. If you don't listen, I think if you want to use that argument, guys, I think that's fair enough. But if you guys obviously, let's say this season does end up being like you finish maybe a second place above us or a third place.
Your rebuttal doesn't change Martin's point, though. Your rebuttal is correct.
That's why I agree. That's
We
why
all
I agree.
agree Arteta you must this season. We all agree.
Yes.
Even Martin
Yes.
agrees Arteta you must. But I'm telling you all right now, if you celebrate finishing second, if you celebrate finishing second, then you prove his point right as well.
I will celebrate. You will never catch me celebrating. What I would say, you know what I would say? You know what I would say? Great progress, lads. Now on to the next one. You see me? I always say, we're following the plan. Next season,
Progress. Isn't that what you mocked Arsenal fans for saying? Progress.
No. That's just the process. Process.
Okay.
Progress.
Progress versus progress. We're gonna play around with words now.
There we go, man.
Wait, did you hear the other day that actually Arteta won 2 more trophies? When Hamza said that the Community Shield is actually a trophy, now my manager has I want him to know that he's got 2 more.
Did you see that or no, brother?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Hamza said Community Shield is a trophy.
He said he's already won a trophy this season. Community Shield.
Let's just quickly relive with each other
the
most embarrassing moment of the 21st century together. Let's just relive this.
Hamza.
There you are.
Hamza, are you going to end up with a trophy this season?
I've already got Community Shield. Arsenal got
Oh, what the fuck? Wow.
Oh my
God.
Hamza just picked me. I'm out of here, bro.
Oh my God.
This is crazy, man. Ain't no way you said that.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh my God. He literally said that.
I've already got Community Shield.
As a man of integrity and honor, you have to take that back now. You have to take it back.
You know what?
You take it back. No, you don't have Arsenal standards. You have City standards. Take it back right now, Hamza. Just say I take it back and we'll forgive you. You cannot say this.
Listen, no, people told me it's a trophy. When you beat me,
Wow.
You really think Community Shield is a trophy?
I don't
my days.
The standards are falling out, bro, guys.
Listen,
Wow.
My guy is flicking Community Shield.
Man's doing dinner plates, bro. Man's doing let's share the plate.
Hamza, are you going to end up?
Bro, it's great. It's the fact everyone turned on him that same exact moment. We all had that reaction for a reason.
His
Flexing the
standards,
Community
fell off the
Shield.
building.
After winning 4 league titles in a row, hey, we won a Community Shield this season.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Community Shield champion. Next time, I'll remind Hamza of this, I swear. I need to remind this of Hamza. I'll go like, listen, Arteta. Actually, no, Arteta won 3 trophies then, not 2. Because you won 2 Community Shields.
2 Community Shield, 1
twice,
FA Cup,
right?
yeah.
2 Community Shields, yeah.
It's ironic when they were celebrating. It's ironic.
Yo, Arteta actually has 3 Community Shields.
No, he's only got 1. He only got 1, no?
2.
I thought he has 2. Yeah, I thought he has 2.
Bro, he beat us in the final once.
1 Liverpool, 1 City.
Oh, fair
No,
enough.
2 City, you mean?
Was it 2 City?
Let me
I don't know.
check
They were
here.
so worthless. I just didn't even count them. But now I know that.
Oh, actually, 2. You're correct. You're correct.
Yeah.
Wait, so did you ever lose to City in a Community Shield game?
Yeah. I think we lost 1.
I know you
don't
beat
know.
us on penalties. Don't
Was
wear my
it the season that you? Was it the season that you won the FA Cup? I'm assuming. Is that the one
After,
that
that was the Liverpool one. After
No, that was
that.
us. That was us. They beat us. I remember Wijnaldum missed a penalty, I think.
And then we were 8th, were 5th. We didn't get back until when we came second.
Then you finished second?
Yeah. And then we did 1 there. And then
last year anyway, it was Man United because United won the FA Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Did you beat the City or
record
did you
in
beat you?
Community Shields?
Community Shield.
Shik. Yeah.
They beat us.
Who won?
They beat us this season.
Oh yeah,
Sancho missed
true.
penalty.
Because I was
That's what
flexing.
happened to
I think,
celebrate.
yeah, Sancho missed penalty. I think somebody else missed a penalty too. Yeah.
Hey, big up Sancho. Sanch.
Big up
Let's go.
Sancho.
Big up
He's gonna win
Sancho.
this league title.
Real-
He's gonna win this league title.
Real
this
hooper,
season,
man. Real hooper, man. Real hooper.
That's why we gave him to you, Ahmed, so you can go. win the
United
league
fans
title.
claiming Sancho might be the cringiest thing I've seen on this app. Bro, you sold them. It's over. Khalas.
I always was a big fan of Sancho. I never
Bro,
wanted him
I
gone.
keep on seeing peeps, United fans saying we need to cancel we need to avoid it. I'm like, it's too late, big man.
Yeah,
Too
I
late.
mean, you're listening, Sam. You're listening to United fans who'd rather have Garnacho than Sancho in their team, but it is what it is. Like that's just who they want.
Listen, man, you need to say his
Garnacho's
name,
my
man.
biggest. Garnacho's by far my biggest L. I can't believe. I actually said I think there's a player there, and I think he's a finisher at least,
I
and he
can't
could do
believe you
something.
said that.
That
You know-
might be
you
my
know,
worst take.
I think we're
I've had
saying
bad
his
takes
name wrong.
before, but that's the worst take ever.
Alejandro
writing high on my
Garnacho, man.
window
That's
take.
my, you know what I mean? Listen, don't worry, man. He's gonna score a winning goal, man, against
Can you stop ducking Martin's question? Are you going to celebrate second?
I'll never celebrate second. No, I celebrate winning. That's it. We keep it pushing. I'm gonna be like, okay, we finished second. Next season, I'm expecting first. Simple as that. See, that's
So
what
if you finish
do.
second, and there's no trophy, because I know you guys want to win the Conference League this season. If you finish second and no trophy, it's not a good season, or what are you saying basically? I'm not saying it's not a good season, but what are your
Then
thoughts
you-
going into the next season? Yeah.
I think it would just be all right. That's what I would say. Just be all right.
Okay.
Let's be all right. It'll be failure. No trophy, failure. Second, failure.
So
How it is.
I don't subscribe to that belief, sadly. You know what I mean?
Get out of here.
There we go. You know what I mean? There we go.
Second is loser. It's like just as like finishing 20th.
I always say, you know, I always give the context of why do you finish second? You know, I'm not like one of those guys, you know.
Your sarcasm is next level, honestly, Martin. Sarcasm. You're just so sarcastic. I just don't think it's like you can't be stopped. You can't be stopped. Shik, why are you quiet in the Chelsea section since you're rooting for them? Tell us, talk to me. Why are you rooting for them to begin with? Tell me.
That's what I like to hear.
I mean, it's pretty obvious why I'm rooting for them. United fan, who's watching the Premier League table. I see Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Man City. I'm looking at all the teams that I don't technically have beef with, and Chelsea's the only one. So of course I'm rooting for Chelsea. Like I said, we gave you Sancho so you can go win this league title. Clearly, that's helping you guys out a lot. So you're in this title race. Even I didn't have you. I had you guys in fourth. I had you guys at fourth place. And
United and Chelsea do have a bit of a rivalry though, because Lewis said publicly before he hates United more than Liverpool. Lewis said
not so much as that's Lewis, but not so much as of recent. It's more so I get it. Like back in the 09s, the 8s, the 7s, it was us and Chelsea who were really competing for the league title, which was a very good time, by the way. But yeah, like I think it's more so just that I have nothing like Chelsea winning the league. Chelsea winning the league title honestly doesn't hurt me as much as the other teams winning a league title. If you win it, you match our league titles. If Man City win it, they win 6 in a row or 5 in a row. If Arsenal win it, we won't ever hear them stop talking about a league title. So that's just.
If you had to choose between Arsenal and Liverpool winning the title, who are you choosing?
It doesn't even matter because both my ops are winning. It's like which op?
No, but you gotta pick one. I think Flawless did this like.
Yeah, but I'm at the same way with Flawless though. Like you're asking for both of my ops to win. Why would I choose?
No, not both. Just one or the other. Like you got to pick a worst scenario.
They have a gun to your head right now. You have to choose either Arsenal or Liverpool.
They have a gun to my head. Yeah, just go ahead and shoot me, bro. It's fine.
You know what the issue is, man? Yeah. Liverpool be doing the holy.
It's been tough being a United fan for the past couple of years. Just go ahead and shoot me, bro. It's fine.
You know what it would be, man? Liverpool do the holier than that attitude. Yes, you know we did it our way. You know the holier than that attitude. Then you get the Arsenal guys. Yeah, they'll be doing, which will be doing like you know.
Yeah, and what would you say? What's your holy way? 1.5 billion, yeah? Holy way.
Listen,
holy way. You guys will be doing. Holy way. You're the first satanic club.
I have always
You're the first satanic club, Mourinho, out here spending 200 million in the 2000s.
I
don't think we forgot that shit, you fraud.
I accepted my demon. I wear my demon.
These guys wanted to break the world record about 10 times.
Right there.
Of course you can relate. Because you are
my
the first
demon is next to me right here, bro. You know what I mean? We accept our demons. We're not City who keep on doing this. Like, oh no,
holier than holy. I say you don't know nothing about holy. You support
That's what
Chelsea.
I'm saying, man.
You have that psychopathic Bale and you want to talk about holy. Spend 150 million on Caicedo, spend 100 million on Enzo, spend 100 million on
You're about to spend 110 million on him. Don't do that.
Yeah, but we do that once every Are you comparing someone who buys a Ferrari once every 4 years to someone who buys it every summer?
You bid 110 million, not us. You know what I mean? You don't decide to bid 110 million.
Listen, Daddy Abramovich is gone now. Okay, this is the American era.
Well, the Americans are spending money like the Russians. That's what I'm saying.
Let's say Chelsea fall off a little bit, and it's Arsenal versus Liverpool. Which one are you choosing?
I can't.
And don't say this like.
The problem is I can't choose Arsenal, yeah, because I live in London.
Wallahi, Ahmed, this is easy answer. Stop it.
I can't choose Arsenal.
Liverpool, just say it.
Liverpool.
Okay, so
I hate Liverpool, man.
You never walk alone. I hear it. All right.
Yeah, say it, Ahmed. Say it. You never walk on. You know, I actually
Ahmed,
made
don't
another.
succumb to this, bro. You're in a title race with these guys. They're
Listen, I made a new
Don't
list
let this
before
happen, Ahmed. Don't
Chelsea.
let this happen, bro.
I can't let this
Listen,
happen,
before
man.
before
Yeah, don't
Chelsea
let this
became a
happen,
part
bro.
of this, I made a new list of Chelsea allies. The people, so there were Chelsea fans going like, Liverpool, please stop Arsenal in the league because City kept losing games. There are people coming by each other going like, please, Hussam, stop them from winning the league. You know, so listen, I'm not like this Shik fraud not answering the question. For me, it's anyone but United. That's number one. Like United versus anyone in a title race. I'd rather anyone, whoever it is, win, but not United. Then obviously, Everton is the second biggest rival, but they're never going to be in this conversation. So let's push them to the side. Then the second, like, that I don't want to win is Chelsea. And then the third that I don't want to win is City. And then it's Arsenal, and then it's Spurs. That's how I rank them for me. Because Chelsea, there's a rivalry there, like Benitez, Mourinho, stuff like this. But there is no real rivalry with Arsenal or Spurs, to be honest with you. So listen,
I just noticed
do I want to take
Chelsea.
Gal
have no
for
real
a
rivalry with them, so that's why I'm picking them in the title race.
There's an easy answer to this. You, by definition, hate Liverpool more than Arsenal, so the preference should be Arsenal.
True, but I hate Arsenal almost as equal to Liverpool. I do.
I'll tell you Shik's logic. I'll actually know what Shik is saying.
You want to hear my tier list? You actually want to hear my tier list?
Yes, tell me the tier
I rank
list.
them: Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City. I've always said this. It's always been those three teams.
And then Chelsea,
Man City have always been the little bros to us. They've only just now started looking good and getting money and all that, buying all the flashy stuff. But they've always been like little bros to us, and that I never considered really a rivalry up until the 2010s and stuff, the later 2010s. Arsenal, we go way back. We go way back to the early 2000s where Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson were going at it. What an absolute amazing era. So it's like that. And we've had so many great moments, like the Van Nistelrooy thing, loads of moments. So yeah, I've always
so much. I actually am only an Arsenal fan because of Manchester United. Like I started watching the Premier League and then hated Manchester United, and then was trying to find a team that would stop Manchester United. So that's like, I don't know. It's like a generational.
Everyone hated us back then.
Let's do this tier list thing. Tell me your tier list, Martin, as well.
Most hated?
Yes, from the top 5.
Man United. I'd say I hate Chelsea and City the same for the same kind of reasons. Like I don't like that financially, fake stuff. Spurs. And then that's it, right? Like who else is there? Liverpool's down there. I haven't beat with Liverpool. Yeah. I've noticed that you've gone from like Chelsea's number one hated target to like a little bit buddy with the whole Chelsea fan base. Like when we were playing the Hammers and you had your little hammer out, and I saw you in Carefree Lewis's chat telling him that he was jinxing it and you guys are all ganging up on us. I've noticed there's a little bit of an allegiance there. Like now
I'll respond to these allegations in a second. First, Ahmed, tell me your tier list.
Right.
You know what? Probably the team that I most hate the most. It's difficult as a Chelsea fan because I feel like if you were to ask the average guy, it'd probably be Spurs number one. But like I don't really care about Spurs because like they always beat them. So like they're like
this is your preference. It's okay.
So I'd probably say. So I think for me personally, probably say Arsenal and Liverpool are like joint first for me. Those two in particular, it's like they're like
you can't do joint first. That's a cop out.
All right, then if you want me to do one, I'll say Liverpool, then Arsenal.
You hate us more than Arsenal, Bomba. Bomba.
You know what I mean?
Well, how? Like
I just don't know, man. It's just something weird. I just don't know, like for some reason. You know what I mean? That's just something that I mean. That's something you find
like y'all had some Champions League.
This is the first time ever a Chelsea fan tells me he hates us more than Arsenal. Look at the Chelsea fans reaction in the chat. Look. Watch this.
I don't know what it is, man.
Watch. It's not even me, bro. It's not even me, bro. Like even the Chelsea fans, like, yo, what's going on, bro?
Listen, I would say that I just hate you guys a little bit more than Arsenal. The thing is, with Arsenal, the reason why I say Arsenal number 2 is because, like, at least in my existence, we've consistently beaten them for the vast majority of my existence. And obviously, it's been the last few years where they've recently become better than us. So, right, it's the same. I would almost argue the same reason with Spurs, by the way. we've beaten them for the vast majority of the time. So obviously, say Liverpool, Arsenal, probably United and City, somewhere around about each other, like United, City, United, stuff like that. And then it would be like Spurs last. Spurs is last because like we've destroyed them. Spurs, I've destroyed them so many times. It's like I don't really.
It's not even a rivalry. Yeah,
you're not even a rivalry at
them every
that point,
time.
bro.
Yeah, they're not even like a top 6 team anymore. I think
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Delete that.
They try to make.
They can't be my up, man. They can't be my up anymore, man. They're like my little brother, bro. That's the problem.
Sad. You let him go.
Do you know your place of residence? My place of residence is very close to Chelsea. So listen, I'm saying that as someone that's there. That's it.
That's crazy.
You don't want a peaceful summer. No. I live next to Chelsea, so that's my team, and it's my local team. So that's
Martin, I'm building Chelsea up, so I will enjoy their downfall even more. It's very simple. Build up your ups to bring them down, and it's normal for me to want you to lose because we're in a title race. This is absolutely normal. But at the same time, I'll tell you something. With Chelsea, they have fucking shocked us all. No one expected them to be here. That's why at some point in time, you're going to have to stop being shameless because it gets to the level where you can't say shameless shit anymore. You just have to fucking stop. Like, I'm like, yo, they're above Arsenal and City. You have to stop waffling now. Khalas. Like, they're actually good. So we have to acknowledge this. So I acknowledge them. But you best believe if Chelsea fall off, the person pissing on their grave before anyone will be me. Like, you know this. You know, but with wanting you to lose, I want City to lose, Arsenal to lose, to Chelsea to lose. I want my life to be easier, Habibi. That's it.
Yeah. I just suspect you had like a prop ready and stuff like that. You know, I didn't know you were pulling out.
I had a prop ready for Chelsea, West Ham,
okay.
And I changed the color of the mic to purple. I swear, I actually did. Listen, it's just it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It's unfortunate.
There you are.
See, because Martin giving me accusations. Watch this. Watch this. Right here. Because we're gonna bring proof. I like to be clear of all allegations. You get me? So watch this right here. Where is the hammer, Hussam? I know I had a hammer as well. See, I made the mic purple. There you are. I don't know when I brought out the hammer.
After a goal. I believe you.
Wait. Did fucking West Ham score in that game? No, they did not. Look at Lewis was calling me at the time. I think they were like 3-0 up or some shit. I brought out the hammer at some point in time. I don't know when. Anyway, regardless, I had a purple mic in it. So it is what it is. Big up to You'll Never Walk Alone too. Says, I see Chelsea as a main threat if they get a centre back in January. Yes. But at the same time, they need a keeper too. So it's double jeopardy. Because they could be winning a game 1-0 and then Sanchez just give them the ball. Then there you are. They end up losing. Big up to You'll Never Walk Alone. Big up to Chelsea FC and George says, we only celebrate trophies. Stoke, North London, boy, we're not like you. Just know if you don't win the league this year, it's over because Chelsea are coming quickly. Go ahead, North London, boy.
There's like a whole army of Chelsea guys that you've attracted to your chat that just like, I don't know, they just love it. But yeah, no, I like to see Chelsea up there. I want to see more teams competing for the league. I think that, big teams should be competing for the league every season. And it's nice to see Chelsea stepping up, and admitting they're in a title race, right? So are you in a title race, Sam? Have you admitted that too? Or is that?
I've said we're going to challenge from the August, bro. Why are you doing this?
Well, your leopard in the tree shtick is like it's been
so many allegations.
You also
the tree thing is still there. Here.
You also said
it's still there.
So it is what it is.
Still there. See, Chelsea are the meerkat hiding in the bush. We're the leopard on the tree. City are the wounded, lion. Arsenal are the hyenas. And that's it. I'm just sat there on the tree.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Because no one expected them, so they're sneaking into this thing. They weren't even supposed to make it this graphic, but they're waiting for everyone to just kill each other to just jump to the tree. So that's basically how I.
You know what's crazy, Sam? I would like to, you consider yourself a leopard. There's other people that consider themselves. I like to consider myself to be a lion. A lion doesn't need to go to the tree. You know what I mean? He just sits, in the danger zone, relaxes, and just keeps it pushing. That's what we are, man.
A lion doesn't play in the Conference League, mate. So
listen, man. A lion needs to also, humble the young ones. We're here to humble the younger ones.
Stop it.
There we go, man. And I mean, that's why we got a lion on the badge. That's why we got a lion on the badge.
No. You don't have a lion on the badge. That's City because they're the one that won 4 in a row. They get to be lion. You ain't gonna be.
No, they have to be a shark.
Oh, bird is a lion. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna bring a shark animal into this whole thing because then how
But
can the
that
shark
makes
ever
sense
catch
because
the
they're like
lion?
a fish out
Yeah,
of
but
water
like
right
your
now.
lion
Like,
is like from Madagascar. That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
what I'm
that's from a
saying.
lion.
We have to be serious.
Then that means what's your bird?
Ahmed, no one's buying this. No one's buying this. Stop convincing the masses. No one will buy your lion. No one. You're not that guy, pal. Not that guy.
You know what I mean?
Anyway,
Chelsea fans in the chat, Lion FC, man. Remember, let them know, man. Lion FC.
Lion Nation.
Lion
why doing Rashford
Lion
celebration?
Listen, it's not Russia celebration.
Why doing Rashford celebration to say you're a lion? What does this have to do with it?
Thinking,
Man said Rashford, why doing Rashford
Hey, you can take him. You can take him, Ahmed, if
Elise
you want.
celebration, man. That's Elise
Hey.
celebration. That's Elise
Ahmed,
celebration.
if you like Rashford, you can take him 40 million, bro.
You know,
40
I
million.
always tell Arsenal fans, man, they don't have the Rashford in it. They don't have the mentality. That's it, man. That's it.
That's an unnecessary dig. But speaking of Rashford, it brings me back to something I wanted to ask about Man U versus Man City.
Yes, Man United section. Let's go. Guys, like, subscribe. Go ahead, Martin.
Let's go.
When you came to the Emirates, I was very surprised that the lineup you guys chose was basically without any good wingers, right? Like you didn't have any. It was Mount as a right wing, I think, and then Garnacho and Højlund. But I was expecting to see Rashford and I was expecting to see Ahmed. Are you guys going to start Rashford and Ahmed to hurt Man City from the off, or are you guys going to try that thing where you hold the ball and you pass it around the whole field thing that you did to us?
That's the thing is I don't know because it's the only criticism that I've had of Ruben Amorim so far has been the lineup where for Arsenal he told us it was a rotation, which I kind of get to a certain extent. There were some players after the Everton game, like I think Ahmad picked up a knock or he said that he was like fatigued or something like that. Someone said that. So he got taken off early. So I get that we had to rotate a little bit, but not to that extent because I didn't think that was a game for him to really experiment like that. Also, judging based off of how you guys played, you guys had injuries. Gabriel wasn't playing. I saw Zinchenko on that
plus Rashford scores every time he's at the Emirates. Like
plus Rashford scores every time too. So and he scored 2 goals in his last game before that, along with the Xerxes, and we didn't see either of them start. So that kind of put a little bit like I was a little bit disappointed, and I said that in my match reaction. I said it was all down to us honestly not putting out the correct lineup because first half, if we had put out a better lineup, I think we could have nicked a goal because first half I didn't think you guys did much. Even we didn't do much. We just sat back and were very, very defensive.
Well, you nullified us. You guys held the ball very well, I have to say. I was surprised, but it didn't do anything with it. And I guess that's
didn't
why
do anything with
right?
it, but we held the ball and we kept Saka and Odegaard quiet, like I said. So that was a big plus for us. But I think it was more of a stage where he's still trying to experiment to see what the best team is, because right after that too, he decided to play a similar lineup against Forest, and look at how that game turned out. We conceded a goal, I think, a minute in both halves, like pretty much 2 to 3 minutes in both halves, and he's figuring out team lineups. Yesterday, like I said, the team that he started off with, we again didn't do anything in the first half, but once he ended up making some changes, we ended up scoring. So Højlund came on, scored 2 goals, even though he missed an absolute sitter. But the goal that he scored at the end was good from him. And it's not something that I honestly was expecting. I expected him to either mess up his touch or miss the goal entirely, but he ended up scoring. So credit to him. With the lineup that I would say that's best equipped for us to go at City, I would actually say we need to start Højlund and we need to play Xerxes and Ahmad in the 10s. That's the front 3 that I would go with. Xerxes had a very, very good game yesterday. Rashford, like if I talk about Rashford real quick, like even just looking at Rashford yesterday, is 0 out of 10 for the minutes that he played. Couldn't do anything at all. Like couldn't keep control of the ball, couldn't play a correct pass, couldn't make right runs. Like I'm not sure what's wrong with him. Like it's definitely a confidence thing. Obviously, all these things that you hear in the news and reports, and him being like him not being part of the plans next year, and we want to get rid of him. It's not something that you do want to hear, of course. And I know he reads all this stuff. So that's it could kind of account into why maybe he's not playing the best. But if you guys know me, I've been on Rashford's case for years. I've not just been on Rashford's case right now. And it's not been a thing where all of a sudden Rashford's not having good performances. I've been saying this since he got that 300K contract. He's been woeful since. And he's been very inconsistent. You see a season where he'll have 20 goals. And then you'll see a season where he barely gets 4 or 5 or even touches it. And that's been the consistency with Rashford. And also, let's keep it a buck. He's 27 years old. He's supposed to be hitting his prime at this moment.
Yeah. Can I say something about Shik, about Rashid? Yeah. One thing I always say about him, is that the season that he actually got, That's his That's
Rashford,
his nickname.
Rashid,
You know what I mean?
they
Yeah,
call
that's
him
it, man.
Rashid.
Yeah, so
Bomba.
that's his nickname. So one thing I always say about Rashford is that, in my personal
No, don't take it back. Say the
Who
same
would
thing.
you
Say
say?
it.
There we
All
go,
they gotta
you
say
know.
about Rashid, you fraud. Why
Peanut
don't take
Rashid,
it
All right,
back?
yeah.
all right. Listen, one thing I will say about Rashid, in my personal opinion, the season that he got the most amount of goals was his contract season, no? That was when his contract was, like 1 more year left on his contract deal. So, like, for me, part of it was probably because the reason why he did so well that season was because he knew he needed to get the bag. So, you know what I mean? Once he got his bag, he said, nah, I can relax. You know what I mean?
Even
But it's like,
in
more than that for me, because Rashford is, from an outside looking in, he's one of those unexpected threats that might actually do something in a game. And I feel like City's last 10 games they've been punished on the counter attack, punished on the counter attack, and I feel like Amorim is in danger of taking away all of the things that Manchester United are good at potentially, and not counter
But this is the
attacking
thing,
Man
though,
City.
Martin. This is the thing, though. The pre-notion that you have for Rashford, that he can get past players and he has a good shot on him, or he's good at finishing, whatever. Those things are not there anymore. He can't get past a player for the life of him. He tries so hard to dribble past someone, and he just can't. Like, you know how that whole saying that we say, "Oh, leave the football before the football leaves you." Unfortunately, the football has left him. Unfortunately, it is
Bro,
what
he's
it is, and I see
25.
this.
It's too late to develop him, man. It's too late.
It is. It's honestly the truth, though, Hussam. I don't see the Rashford that I saw let's say, do you guys remember World Cup Rashford? Like,
Yes.
after the 2022 World Cup, when he was getting past players, scoring like 2-3 goals every single game. I don't see that Rashford at all. Like, none of that game that he had, I don't see any of it. And it has a lot to do with confidence. Like, this whole Ten Hag saga obviously diminished a lot of confidence for a lot of players. Obviously, the ones who were playing week in, week out are the ones who are kind of okay with the whole situation. But it diminished a lot for these players, like having no style for 2 years, not knowing where your best position is, not knowing where you're going to play every single week, whether you're going to get a game, can definitely be it could affect him. And as I said, my issues with Rashford go far beyond this season too. It's been the consistency part. You're 27 years old. You're supposed to. We held you up as that guy to pretty much be to lead us to league titles, to be part of that front line, to lead us to league titles. But oftentimes there's been excuses about certain things. There's been off the field stuff that you've been dealing with. There's been, even though I'm not too big on all that type of stuff, but there's been a lot of issues regarding Rashford in the past couple of years. Him playing on injury under Ollie, like that wasn't a good look, where he said I was getting like injections week in, week out just so that I can play and help Ollie out. After that, lost some form. The whole talk that we get that every time Rashford gets a snow bunny, he scores a goal. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is not a conversations that you need to be having about someone like Marcus Rashford, who they say is Manc born and bred, and plays for the badge and this and that and all that type of stuff. Doubt me, whatever his quote was. Oh, doubt me good, something even better, some shit like that. What have you really done though? Like, since that time, I see you walking on the pitch. I see you not jumping for headers.
You know who
I
was
see you
really
not
bad
able to track
yesterday as
back.
well in the Plzen game? Mason Mount. He's actual ass, to be honest with you.
He missed he missed a sitter. He missed an absolute sitter.
Two sitters.
To the goal. 2 sitters, yeah. One was like a cross goal that he should have hit, and the other one was, that one was like past the penalty box where he just hit it straight at the goalkeeper. But yeah, that's the thing with Rashford, is that it's due time that he needs to go. This whole Man United experiment didn't work out.
He might need to go.
I
but
do
you
feel
might
for
need
him, though.
to use him for one last time. Come on.
But this is probably going to be the season.
You know what? I can tell the manager don't like him either. Yeah, like yesterday when he took him off, he shook Malacia's. He shook the players that he took off. Like, he shook their hands. He didn't shake Rashford's hand. Rashford just walked past him, and he would just walk past Rashford too. So I know that there's a little bit, and it's not that he hasn't tried it out. He has played Rashford. He started him off as a number 9 in the first game against Ipswich. He played as a number 9, and he's been playing consistently. He's been getting minutes, but just the performances haven't been good enough. And the thing is, it was the same under Ten Hag. The way that he plays is pretty much the same under Ten Hag. So it's like, even this manager is not able to basically get the best out of you in this team, and that's okay. I think we need to get new attackers anyways. The conversation's always been, we need to get new players. We need to get like 8 or 9 new players, and we've been saying this for time, so that we don't have to keep relying on a Marcus Rashford. Like, I'm not opposed to him staying at the club. This is what I would say. Like, if he ends up staying, cool, be a squad player. You're not going to be a starter. You're not going to get the minutes that you have been getting under previous managers. I want us to get other players so that we don't have to keep relying on someone like a Marcus Rashford or Alejandro Garnacho or even a Bruno Fernandes and a Mason Mount that we have to bring off the bench to change a game. And that's all going to happen in due time in the summer when Amorim gets the tools to basically pick his own squad and he gets to go shopping in the summer. So we'll see. And that's, I think, what I'm majorly looking.
Do you think he's gonna go shopping sooner? Actually, in January.
In January, they might. We actually,
but like mini shopping, like buy a belt, maybe not really like the whole suit.
I could see like a loan deal happening in January. Maybe
like
a loan deal.
I think. See, look, I think we should go for someone like Aid Nuri. Wolves are going to get relegated this season. Let's be honest. Go for him right now. Try to get that agreement done early, and I think that would be a perfect player to fit in that left back.
It would annoy me so much if you get Aid Nuri because I actually rate him so highly, bro.
But there's so many. Like there's so many players that I can sit here and I don't wear a suit and I'm not a technical director or a sporting director, but I can sit here and tell you that there's so many different suggestions that we can have to improve our team. But that's also to say that our team is shit and it won't require a lot to improve it technically. But we can. I think if we try to, it really matters on our approach. Alphonso Davies, I know was someone that they wanted to go for, but I'm hearing that he's he's on board to sign a contract with Bayern Munich currently, so that probably is going to go away. But we have other players that there are other different, like they have a short list of left backs that they want to go for, and that was something that we heard from Fabrizio literally a couple of days after Ruben Amorim came in. We actually signed a left back today, a youth player from I forgot his name, but he's like
the guy from Argentina, is it?
No, Panama.
Yeah, he's South American. He's Paraguayan, I think. Yeah, he's Paraguayan. We signed him for like 4 million. So that's a left back signing that we've made
every
there.
Manchester United fan I've talked to is, they're living in this like, I'm
good question
for next season, right? But Man City they're down and out, right? They're lying on the floor. Are you going to put the boot into them, or are you just going to stand there and say, do you need a hand? Because I feel like this is the best chance to really like lay one on them.
Yeah, you have to. Hey, Shik, today, you got on Sunday. You got to hit the finisher, bro. Like everyone has done everything else. It's time for you. You know what I mean? It's just like the full bar in the game. It's just time to hit O3, R3.
Why are you talking like you beat City, you fraud?
Yeah,
all of us.
Why are you guys asking me like
you lost to them at home? I beat them.
That was the first game of the season.
Why are you talking?
First game of the season, tax. First game of the season.
First game of the season, I'll give him that.
Oh, first game of the season, tax. Wow.
See, that's it.
Wow.
There we go, man.
Back to that question though from Martin. Listen, as much as I'm looking at City and I see a weaker City and I see a vulnerable City, I always look at my team first before I look at the opponent. And that's always going to be the case. And I've told you this, if Garnacho starts and some of those players that I don't want start, we're going to have a problem. And it could get worse and it could be ugly. Like seriously, because I'm not taking
Garnacho, no Rashford, but Walker is their weak link. Like who is going to be that like left-sided weapon that's going to just peel City open?
Well, that's the thing.
So like Rashford's your only chance in that.
In this system, we don't like our wingers don't actually play as wingers. They play more as 10s. So they do gradually get into the pitch centrally. So even though like having your pacey wingers play as those 10s is not always the ideal case, because this system actually requires more players who are better on the ball, because this is a very possession-based system where you're supposed to be able to receive the ball at times and also make a very quick decision. That's why we see a lot of the times I complain about Garnacho's decision-making and Rashford's decision-making, especially higher up in the pitch, because they don't have that to their game. Garnacho doesn't have that to his game, where he keeps making the same errors from time and time again. He doesn't either look up or he just cuts in and shoots, can't find an overlap pass, doesn't really know what to do when there's options around him. So that's the thing. And to go back to the same thing, I'm looking at our team and I'm looking at the way that we set up. As bad as City have been and the form that they've been on, I can't disregard the quality that they have on the pitch. Their players, if on paper, are better than us. To simply put, in majority of the positions that we have, their players are simply better than us. The only way that I think we can win is if I think he puts out a similar lineup that he did in the second half of Plzen yesterday. So I'm not talking about Mount or anyone, but I'm talking more about Xerxes, Ahmed, and Højlund. Like Ahmed, yesterday was the first game he played Ahmed in a 10, and Ahmed was absolutely cooking all game. And even though I've been a big fan of him playing as a wing back because he has been good in that position too, someone of Ahmad's quality who's good on the ball and is very good attacking wise needs to be put into a 10 position. So it was about time he did that. Someone mentioned Anthony in the chat. I'm not gonna sit here and say Antony needs to start, but I will say that he had a good game yesterday. I thought he did. The moment he came on, instant impact. He was part of the equalizing goal that we scored. So yeah, it's just I'm looking at my team. I'm predicting a draw. The only way that I think we can actually win is if City continue to play the way that they have been playing, and Kyle Walker keeps doing the mistakes that he does, and we put out a pretty competent lineup to go and try to suppress them. So that's the only way that I think that we win. But if he puts out a team similar to Arsenal, or Mazraoui is benched all of a sudden or something like that, it's going to be problems. Definitely going to be problems.
I think if you play possession ball, you're probably going to play into their hands. I think direct is what's going to hurt them the most. But you guys are almost like in preseason, right? You're just like, yeah, let's just like go out there and let the manager get used to the players and all that kind of stuff. You're not that fussed about it. But it's funny with Antony how he's gone from he's so bad. He's just been off the radar so long. Everyone's just forgotten about him and stopped laying into him. He might turn into be a good player again.
I like Antony more than Alejandro Garnacho, because I feel like even for the times that Antony has played in moments, yeah, he's not had majority of like good games. For the minutes that he's been on, he does a lot more than Garnacho ever does when he plays a full 90. So that's really it. And then this whole Garnacho stuff, like I don't know if you guys have heard, but United Twitter has been going crazy because of this whole
leaks
and stuff like that.
Alejandro Garnacho.
That's another reason why I'm honestly just fed up with this guy, and I'm fed up with his attitude, and I'm fed up with all that. He's just like a spoiled little brat who's gotten it very good in his life, and yeah, he's gotten it very good in his life, and he doesn't know like
ever since you guys skewered Ronaldo, he's been on a mission probably to destroy the club.
It's not that. Listen, I'll tell you the reality of it.
Ratnacho is killing me, bro. They got Ratnacho on there.
I'll tell you the reality of it. This whole issue.
If he scores against City, will you forgive him for leaking the lineups?
No. Forgive him for what? For scoring against City? What? Like, I'm not gonna forgive him for shit.
You have to be a forgiving person, Shik.
Yeah.
Better than this.
I'll forgive him when he's gone. I'll forgive him when he's gone, because then he has nothing to do with my club anymore. So I'll forgive him when he's gone. Yeah, no, seriously, I will. I'll be like, hey man, whatever it is, whatever problems we had, let's just forget about it. You go on to do better things. I will focus on myself. Simple as that. But yes, going back to the leak stuff. This is another reason why this guy does not need to be at the club. Leaking lineups when you're in the squad. But then all of a sudden there's no leaks when you're not in the squad. So stuff like that.
It's his brother
mentality, and a lot of this has to do with our fan base. And I've always been one to call out our fan base from time and time again. Our fan base is the type to where if Garnacho scores next week against Manchester City, Garnacho is the player. He needs to start in that winger role. He's miles better than Rashford. Look what he did against Man City, and look what Garnacho did against Man City, and stuff like that. They hype up a player like crazy just based off of a GNA, not really looking at his game for whatever reason. And that's why he gets a lot of the hate that he deserves. It's because there are a lot of people that do also hype him in this fan base. I've never been one, to be honest. I've always said the best Garnacho we get is him coming off the bench much, much later in the game. And we saw that in Ten Hag's first season. We saw a lot of why he's not a good player in Ten Hag's second season. We're seeing that right now currently in this season. He's complaining when he gets taken off, acting like he's the best player on the pitch. Like against Forest, he was crying like a little baby on the bench because he got taken off. You weren't even the best player. So it's like this type of attitude and where you get this vim from, thinking that you're one of the better players in this team. I don't get it. And I have a little bit to blame to Ten Hag as well, because Ten Hag would select him week in, week out, even though he's having terrible performances, and he would bench Ahmed from time and time again, just thinking that Garnacho, he trusts Garnacho, and Garnacho is his guy, and he's not going to.
Is there any chance Ahmed could play on the left? Is he right-footed or left-footed?
He's left-footed. So I don't think he would play on the left, although our 2 10s often do kind of have a free roam type of role. Like Xerxes yesterday was slotting into the left-hand side and the right-hand side, and sometimes central too. But I don't think Ahmad, his player, you keep him on the right-hand side. Definitely. Yeah, you keep his attacking qualities are better from that right-hand side. So that's what I would do. But yeah, it's more so about how we set up. game plan, of course. He's obviously faced them before. He beat them 4-1. Much different though, because he has completely different players that he's facing the City team with. Also, it's at the Etihad at Man
Do you
City.
think he's got better players than the Sporting team though? Like, because you said you were
No.
much inferior to City man to man, but like,
Stop it, Sheik, stop it. You obviously have better players than Sporting Lisbon. Stop it. Sporting Lisbon in the Premier League would be like 18th, bro. They really they're not. Listen, Sporting Lisbon, they got Jokeres, who's really good. Diomande is really good. The rest are either okay or have potential. That's it. None of them are elite. Inacio is
if we played Sporting,
80%. The rest. So I don't look at the Sporting team and go like, man, I take 7 players. I know I would not. Like, it's just
but
okay.
I'm not saying okay. So when you say like players are better than
Lenny Oro, Delict, Mazraoui, Onana, Kobe Mainu, Ahmad Diallo, those are all players that would easily get into the Sporting team.
No. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying that all the players are better than our United players currently, but there are some players at Sporting that are better. But also this question is a little bit weird because we wouldn't be saying this had Sporting been on the run that they were been on under Amram, right? And all this credibility from Sporting really comes from Amram itself. Look at Sporting after Amram. Look at how they played against Arsenal, 5-1.
Yeah, they have been losing games. I agree with you.
They've been losing games. So
Amram is elite, but that doesn't mean the Sporting Lisbon players are very good either.
But if you were to ask me, are the Sporting players better under Amram than as United players under Amram? Yes, the Sporting players under a better coach. Like those Sporting players under Amram are far better than us. But then that's pre-conversations about Amram has built that team, and it took time for him to build that team. It took seasons for him to build that team, for them to be the team that they are today. So that's kind of where I'm at with United too, is that I think ultimately the issue right now is that he has to be able to find results. Like, this is a results business. You're not at Brighton. You're not at West Ham. You're at Manchester United Football Club.
Actually, before you continue, bro, are you worried that he might turn out to be a Potter for you, like he was for Chelsea?
No, I'm not worried because I'm not judging him. I'm not entirely judging him and his tactics right now in this season because these are not his players. And I think he's actually.
But you could make the same argument. You could make the same argument. I would argue even for Potter. He was dealing players that weren't technically his players.
And by the way, if you're talking about getting results, you go to the Etihad, and then you go to the Spurs stadium, and then you play Bournemouth at home, which ain't an easy game. Then you go away to Wolves, then you play Newcastle, then you go to Anfield, and then you go to the Emirates.
Because the thing for me, my issue becomes, is I don't think my issue is more so not even with you, Shik, because I know you obviously you view him as a guy that's coming like to the deep end. But like, if he doesn't get results, bro, eventually these guys are gonna he's gonna get under pressure, whether we like to admit or not. The worst time,
that's Cheek's point. He's saying this is not Brighton, but at the same time, Man United fans need to accept that there's a lot of work to be done. That's what I think.
That's where I'm
balance.
at. Well,
the balance in the debate.
If we have a terrible season this year, and I don't reach the expectations that I wanted us to reach by the end of the season, I'm not sitting here saying Ruben Amram out. I will actually fully judge him as a manager and his tactics when he has his players. That's how I can truly judge him, saying whether his tactics will work or not, because you've gone and you've spent all that money. You've brought the players that you think were well enough or that were good enough to work in the system. And if it doesn't work out, cool. It doesn't work out. I will judge him the same way. I'm going to keep the same energy I kept for Ten Hag that I'm going to keep for Amram. Amram is not a guy that I'm like, oh, Amram saved my life or any of that type of stuff. To be honest, he hasn't really shown us too much of the quality of manager that he could turn out to be. We still have a lot of work to do. And I think it needs to start off by Ineos backing him, because Ineos also, I've been very critical of Ineos. The only and the biggest mistake that they made, and the only reason that we're in this situation currently, is because you didn't sack Ten Hag after we won the FA Cup, and you should have done that in the first place. We could have gone into preseason with the Amram's players. You would have spent all that money on Amram's players. We wouldn't have been in 13th in the Premier League where we are currently had you just been as simple enough to just sack Ten Hag after the FA Cup. I'm Ineos doubt, like very, very big Ineos doubt, because I don't trust them. These are guys who are still under the Glazers. They don't have full ownership. End of the day, they still have to answer to the Glazers. So I don't entirely trust him.
That's the thing with Amram, they had a moment. He's had to come in halfway through the season, kind of like Arteta did, right? And now you've got a game every 3 days. You don't have time to make them play what you want to play.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you've got to, like, the biggest realization is
somehow.
The biggest
right?
realization that he probably got was he thought that these players, to a certain extent, are good enough for him to try to get results. But the biggest shock that he got is when he found out these players are not good enough. That these are the players that he has to work with. And that's when you hear some of the things that he talks about, a storm is coming. We're going to have like a couple of weeks of like bad run and stuff like that. I know exactly what he's talking about because I say the same thing. Like,
Storm is coming.
Yeah, I hear
not
you.
good enough.
I think he probably he didn't expect the job to be this difficult, to be fair.
Yeah, he didn't
Let
expect
me
it to
just
be
get
this
all of you
difficult.
guys' predictions for the Manchester derby before we wrap up. Tell me. Ahmed.
I would say, in my personal opinion, it's going to end 2-1 United. That's my prediction.
Shik.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it.
Back
Man.
your team, man. Back your team.
Let's let's go
Yeah, we
let's
drew
go
it
beat
out.
the shit. Let's go beat the shit, man. Let's go beat this shit Manchester City team and 2-1 United. Let's go, man. Let's go.
2-1 United. Okay. And you, Martin?
I was thinking about this yesterday. I think it's going to be a 2-2. High score.
I'm going to go for... This is the most difficult game of this whole weekend to predict. Like, I'm going to go for 3-3. I'm going for a thriller. I'm going for a thriller because they both can't defend for shit, to be honest with you. So,
just before you move on, I wouldn't say that Amarim, this is all fine, but if he's got you in the relegation zone after this storm, he's going to be under a lot of pressure to like keep you up, right? You got to stay in the Premier League. Anyway.
The condescending undertones from
I know what I was 20th. Okay?
He just said
no, but I hear you. But
listen to how Martin closed his statement. He said he's got to keep you in the Premier League, isn't it? Look at the stuff that you're such a fraud.
I don't entirely blame him though for the situation that we're in currently. First of all, it's only been I think 3 Premier League games. He has 1 draw. Or I think 4 Premier League games. He has 1 draw, 1 win, and 2 losses. 2 of them, 1 was against Arsenal, which I had predicted us to lose because you are a far better team than us. And obviously the lineup that he played, and also the lineup that he played against Forest. So I have criticized him in moments where I felt he did something wrong, which was the lineup. But if he continues to go on to play the similar lineup, I will continue to criticize him because then it's coming to a point where he's established this starting 11 as his starting 11 in the Premier League. Also, don't look too much at our Premier League performances later on in the season too, because I think he's going to shift the focus to the Europa League some later point on in the season. He's going to do
I hear you.
He's going to prioritize. He's
that's
definitely going to prioritize better lineups in the Europa League as compared to the Premier League, because if you kind of already hear what he's talking about, it's kind of like he's given up on us trying to get higher in the Premier League, even though he comes out and says his objective is to win the Premier League. I know what he means by it. He's gonna use the Premier League as a way to experiment his lineup. Yeah, he's gonna do that.
Rashford is on Salah money. That is crazy. Is this how much is Rashford on?
He's on 350k. Yeah,
that's what I'm telling you, man.
Okay, so this is why when people ask me why am I getting pissed at Rashford, this is why I get pissed at Rashford.
This is Lukaku.
Hussam, if you
had 350,000 pounds per, you know how hard Salah had to fight for that shit. That's crazy.
Think about this, Hussam. Like if Salah had joined Liverpool when he joined, and you see the potential, like he had that first great season or the first 2 great seasons, and you slapped him with a 300k contract right away, and then after that his performances diminish, you'd probably have the same conversation about him.
Yeah, I would,
because that's the same thing for us. He's meant to be that player to take us to the next level, to be part of that forward line in us winning league titles. The whole conversation of why we haven't been successful is a bigger context, but he was meant to be that guy, and we haven't seen anything near of it. These men compared him to Mbappe at one time. Like this is the shit that we were doing. So this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is the shit, and it's an absolute joke of how like people
you wish
are like,
you earned
oh,
how much you earned per week. Look at this guy in PayPal. Yeah, it's easy for it to say that. Imagine you earned how much Mbappe earns per week, bro. Oh my days.
That's
Alhambra.
He's using PayPal. He's using PayPal for sure, isn't it? So with the money he's earning.
Ten Hag took his services to Syria and cooked. This is a fucking bad super chat. Big up Alhambra, Habibi. Thank you for the super chat. How many players at United fit system 2 years project? Bro, I've asked Shik this question before. I think it's very easy to say right now The only person that you can guarantee is probably Ahmed Diallo. Yoro and Delict have put in good performances. Onana's put in good performances. The rest are, and this is something Shik himself has said, the rest are kind of on this trial period right now. So we can't fully answer. We have to wait and see. But a player like Diallo has proven himself right now. Yoro is too young, hasn't played enough for us to fully have an opinion.
Can we
But
ask a question? Serious question, yeah. Sam,
Delict.
Yeah. We know
You guys
even
keep
if
on
Diallo's
asking
gonna,
questions. I want to go out, Habibi.
I know. This last question. This is the last question, yeah.
Yes.
Even if Diallo's gonna sign a new contract, bro, because like he's obviously he's in his like.
Yeah, because he's getting a chance now.
But
Listen,
no one's
man.
mentioned Bruno. I think Bruno is the most important question about Manchester United. Are you going to build another team around Bruno, or are you going to get rid of Bruno?
Get rid of Bruno. What?
All right.
Build a team around Bruno. What? We built a team around Bruno, and where the fuck did it get us? Where did it get us?
Yeah,
The
but
guy's
he's
played one
Portuguese,
Champions League.
Amarim,
The guy's
you know.
played one Champions League knockout game in his career at Manchester United, and we want to build teams around him. All right, cool, man. We got rid of Pogba. We got rid of real ballers in our team to go ahead and make way for this guy. So, hey, get Bruno Fernandes out of my club, man.
In all seriousness, Amarim is definitely not ready to take on this role. He's basically Andre Villas-Boas with a personality and no trust fund. You can tell within a handful of games, and this guy ain't it. Look, Alhambra, I am not ruling out the possibility that he doesn't work out. I am not saying he will 100% turn Man United around, because you need a whole lot to turn Man United around, to be honest with you. But he does deserve a bit of time, because it's too early already to judge. That's all I'm saying. If you're saying you can tell already, I respect that. That's your opinion. I'm not even saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I need a bit more evidence to have a full-on opinion on the matter. That's basically what I'm saying. But yeah, so far, not amazing, to be honest with you. So yeah, they haven't really had the new manager bounce that you expect. But anyway, listen, big up to every single one of you guys. The Bridge Nation is in the description. Go subscribe. Let's get Ahmed more and more subs. Martin doesn't have a channel, but you can find him more on Sad's Football Corner on the Gunner Lounge. Shik TV is in the description. Go subscribe. He's on A-Lister as well this Monday, and he does incredible shows like Mud Brothers, where he cooks the likes of Dinero. And Spooby's a fraud. Let's publicly admit this. Anyway, subscribe to all these guys' channels. Big up to you, Alhambra. Big up to all of you guys. Hussam Raid in the chat, guys. You will be redirected, and we will see you guys later. Peace.
Big up.
Peace.